Charles handed the Sussex couple perfectly and trouble after trouble for Harry in the US. Hello and a very warm welcome back to LVT News YouTube. Mark Dolan, who is a presenter on GB News and also Balls of Steel, says King Charles has handled a pair perfectly. Charles's most powerful weapon is ultimately silent, and that has taken away the oxygen from the attention-seeking, self-obsessed pair. He's giving them no ammunition whatsoever with which they could further portray themselves as these victims. Right now, millions of Brits are suffering financially, but Charles is bringing them a little bit of joy by doing some spring cleaning when it comes to his own family and kicking the pair out of Frogmore Cottage. He's mindful of what his people are going through right now, and he's not pandering to the California mansion dwellers. But he's not going to pick a fight with them. He is not going to be playing their game at all, and according to recent polls, the result is that their mudslinging is now being viewed as embarrassing public lies and traveling from the mouths of two Brady attention-seeking midlife crises. Crazy people, public disdain coupled with royal silence is gonna freeze their bank balance. So it looks like Meghan and Harry might need to go back to trying to sell monogram toilet paper to make themselves a little money, and then they're going to whine a daddy that the world is so mean to them. Harry should really remember everything that he wrote in that stupid book of his. Spare actions do have consequences even for a prince, and I'm guessing both of them are going to write even more books about the royal family. They truly are a couple of one-trick ponies. That is all they have to make money from. If they cannot peddle lies and salacious gossip about the royal family, they have nothing. The royal family has very good reasons for doing whatever it is that they're doing. So it looks like Meghan and Harry have been cut off financially. Well, they decided to leave the UK and the Commonwealth. They said that they wanted to be financially independent. They wanted their privacy, but for some reason they still expect King Charles to give them money and titles for their invisible children, and also they expect him to finance a home for them to live in. And in case you all forgot, Harry complained about how his brother asked him to slow down to take his time getting to know Meghan Markle. Told so many lies. He referred to the royal family, his own family, as racist, and they have these crazy demands about being in the coronation. They're expecting to get to stand on the balcony with the rest of the working royals, and they want their kids, their invisible kids, to be involved in the coronation procession too. They also are demanding an apology from the royal family, and Meghan is insisting that she should get to wear tiara exactly like Princess Catherine. Meghan is not equal to Catherine, though this makes no sense. Both of them want the royal family to recognize Archie's birthday on the same day as the coronation. Now the best way to shut the two of them up is to ignore them. They should really be getting the silent treatment that's going to hurt them worse than anything else. In other news, it looks like there is some trouble in paradise for Harry. So how exactly did Harry obtain a visa? Well, the Heritage Foundation wants to know. Harry admitted to taking multiple drugs both in his book and in interviews too. So what, did he just receive special treatment because he's a prince and Meghan Markle is an actress? I mean, sure, she's a Z-lister and she was never very famous, but still technically she is an actress. I don't know if you've heard of this organization or not. But anyway, the Heritage Foundation is a conservative organization that's located in Washington, D.C., and they're upset about the way Harry criticized our freedom of speech in the U.S. So they sent out a Freedom of Information Act request because Harry has openly discussed his drug abuse, and if Harry received special treatment just because he's a prince, that would be completely illegal. U.S. law is very clear on the matter. Anybody who is suspected of being a drug abuser who is applying for a visa might be required to answer additional medical history questions, and they could also be required to take a medical exam to prove they're not still abusing drugs before they are allowed to enter the U.S. So the Heritage Foundation is asking for Harry's visa application to be released so that the American taxpayers can confirm whether Harry declared his drug use or not. U.S. immigration law does have penalties for lying immigration officials, and this includes things like deportation and also being banned from ever getting to apply for citizenship. Mike Howell is the director of the Heritage Foundation's Oversight Project, and he said this request is in the public interest in light of the potential revocation of Prince's visa for illicit substance use and further questions regarding the Prince's drug use and whether he was probably vetted before entering the United States. Now there are two pretty famous cases in which these laws were applied. So Pete, Dorothy and Nigella Lawson, both of them were banned from the US because they admitted taking drugs, and I'm guessing Harry regrets writing about those magic mushrooms that he supposedly took at Courtney Cox's house, right? I mean, Harry, do you really think now that ayahuasca is such an amazing thing? And there's also some question as to how he could enter the US so quickly before COVID restrictions. Was it thanks to him using Tyler Perry's private jet and landing on our private airway, I wonder? And the source explains, as far as they know, until very recently Harry has not admitted to doing anything illegal. He has just been obnoxious, not illegal. He has always been privileged, so to speak, and been treated as such no matter where he landed. We will see how his admission of drug abuse using illegal drugs will be handled by both nations. Now the Heritage Foundation is a powerful organization. They are no laughing matter, and they may just take this case on, and if they do, boy, should Harry get ready for a fight. Harry is not a citizen of the US anyway, and honestly, many Americans do not want Harry in the US, and I'm one of them. As I understand the law, foreigners who admit to using illegal drugs are refused entry. Now he's married to a US citizen, and I don't know if that translates into any leeway or grace in its status, but I sure hope. Because of just being married to a US citizen gives somebody extra privileges when it comes to drugs and visa applications. I would be a line from here to Jupiter with people hoping to marry a US citizen, and I suspect Nigella Lawson might be among them. Clearly, Harry was very well protected from problems in the UK, and now he expects the exact same privileges in the US. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see if that protection actually extends to the US. I hope it doesn't, and now Harry is basically giving the middle finger to American drug. I also do not understand why Child Protection Services has not stepped in to investigate the situation where their supposed children live with at least one drug-addicted parent who admits to being messed up on a daily basis. These drugs are not the type that wear off after a few hours. Sometimes I'll even remain in the system for weeks. I suspect that Meghan is also a drug abuser, otherwise why would she put up with Harry's drug abuse for such a long time? I can't help wonder if diplomatic immunity is preventing Harry and Meghan from being investigated by CPS, and if so, what a sad thing, because if they are real, those children are bound to be suffering right now. I do hope that somebody is held accountable for all this. I hope it goes somewhere. I mean, Harry, how do you like life now without the safety net of your family surrounding you? Not so wonderful, is it? I do wonder if Harry is sent back to the UK, if Meghan will go with him. I don't think she will. Maybe it would be the perfect excuse for them to finally get that divorce. Remember, Harry, what your mother said, be naughty, but don't get caught. And this just goes to show that Harry is a failure in all aspects of life. I do hope that he gets kicked out of the US as soon as possible. I would just love to see the look on his face when immigration comes knocking and whisks them off in a van to a detention center. I don't think he'll have that angry scowl on his face that we usually see. I think he will have a look. And you, what do you think about this couple? Let us know what you think below in the comments section. We can also discuss Meghan and Harry, and besides that, please subscribe to our Cape Middleton and the Queen News channel. Get more updates in the future. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye, and we'll be back to see you